Welcome again to my channel, everyone. This morning, we're going to continue the reading of the Holy Bible. This morning, our reading is going to come from the book of Numbers, chapters 21 and 22. If you are familiar with my channel, you know that we are going through the Bible chapter by chapter as we try to get a layman's understanding of what's exactly in the Bible, because all our lives we have been told what is in the Bible, but we want to read it for ourselves and get the context from it, because the Bible, of course, has so much influence on all our lives. So we're trying to understand it for ourselves. If you are new to my channel, now is a good time for you to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you'll be first to get notified. And to all my returning travelers, I want to say thank you for your continued support. Now, today's reading is going to come from the book of Numbers, chapters 21 and 22. And when King Arad, the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, then he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoners. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, If thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Hormah. That's Horma. And they journeyed from the Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom, and the south of the people, and the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. So the people were discouraged. They were mad because, remember, they had gone to Edom to ask for safe passage to be able to go through his land to get to the other side. And he said, oh no. And even though they said, well, we are not going to go through the vineyards, we are not going to go through the fields, we are not going to destroy anything. He said, oh no. And they said, even if our animals drink your water, we will pay you for it. He said, oh no. He was determined that they were not going to walk through his land. And so they had to take the long way, the highway, to get to where they were going. And they were not happy about that. Let's continue with verse 5. And the people spake against God and against Moses. Wherefore have he brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. All right, there you have it again, the people complaining about not having adequate water or food. And then snakes are brought upon them because they should just follow blindly and not question, not be mad, not be angry, just take whatever they're given. Let's move on to verse 7. Therefore, the people came to Moses and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. So if you were bitten by the snake, by any of the snakes, These must have been some really deadly snakes because the people were dying from these bites. And so the Lord told Moses to make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten shall, when he look upon it, shall live. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in Oboth, Oboth, in Oboth. And they journeyed from Oboth and pitched at Ijeabarim, that's Ijeabarim, in the wilderness, which is before Moab, towards the sun rising. From thence they removed and pitched in the valley of Zered. From thence they removed and pitched on the other side of Ornon, which is in the wilderness that cometh out of the coast of the Amorites. For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord that he did in the Red Sea, and in the brooks of Arnon. We're going to read that again. There is book and there is brooks. All right, let's get this clear understanding. Verse 14. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, what he did in the Red Sea and in the brooks of Arnon, and at the stream of the brooks that goeth down to the dwelling of Ar, and lieth upon the border of Moab. And from thence they went to Beer. Beer as in Beer, sounds like a place here. That is the well whereof the Lord spake unto Moses. Okay, so Beer is a well. All right. Now we understand where the word beer comes from. Beer. Okay, this is rather interesting. So the word beer was the name of a well in the Bible. Wow, I didn't even know that. And from thence they went to Beer. That is the well where the Lord spake unto Moses, gather the people together, and I will give them water. Then Israel sang this song, spring up, O well, sing ye unto it. Guys, you see why I tell you that our entire life is influenced by the Bible? See, even the beer that we drink, there was a well in the Bible named Beer. And chances are that's where the word came from to name beer. That is really interesting. Let us continue with verse 18. The princes digged the well, and the nobles of the people digged it by the direction of the lawgiver. Who was the lawgiver? All right, the Lord gave the laws to Moses, and Moses dispensed it to the people with their staves. And from the wilderness they went to Mattanah, and from Mattanah to Nahileel, and from Nahileel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab to the top of Pisgah, which looketh towards Jeshimon. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, saying, let me pass through thy land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will not drink of the waters of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past thy borders. And Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his border. But Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness. And he came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. And Israel smote him with the edge of the sword, and possessed his land from Arnon unto Jabbok, even unto the children of Ammon, for the border of the children of Ammon was strong. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon, and in all the villages thereof. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon. So he had fought and taken the land, and now the Israelites have slain him and taken it from him. Let's read that again. We're going to read again from 24. And Israel smote him. That is Sihon. That him they're talking about is Sihon. It's Sihon. And Israel smote him with the edge of the sword, and possessed his land from Arnon unto Jabbok, even unto the children of Ammon. For the border of the children of Ammon was strong. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon, and in all the villages thereof. But Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon. So Sihon had fought against the king of Moab and taken that land, and now the Israelites have slain him and taken it over. Verse 27, wherefore they that speak in Proverbs say, come unto Heshbon, let the city of Sion be built and prepared. For there is a fire gone out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sion. It hath consumed Ar of Moab, and that Ar is A-R, and that's somebody's name, of Moab, and the lords of the high places of Arnon. Woe to thee, Moab! Thou art undone, O people of Chemosh! He hath given his sons that escaped, and his daughters into captivity unto Sihon, king of the Amorites. We have shut at them. Heshbon is perished, even unto Dibon, and we have laid them waste, even unto Nophah, which reacheth unto Medeba. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and Moses sent to spy out Jazer, and they took the villages thereof, and drove out the Amorites that were there. So here the Israelites are fighting to keep this land. I guess maybe because they're tired of traveling and nobody will give them safe passage. So here now they are slaying and taking. Yeah, they're capturing the people's lands. Let's continue with verse 33. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og the king of Bashan went out against them, he and all his people, to the battle at Edrei. That's Edrei. And the Lord said unto Moses, Fear him not, for I have delivered him into your hand, and all his people, and his land, and thou shalt do to him as thou didst unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon. So they smote him, and his sons, and all his people, until there was none left him alive, and they possessed his land. So there you have it, my friends. Moses and the Israelites were about taking the land by force. And if the kings weren't giving it to them, their Lord was going to deliver the kings into their hands so they could smite them and smite everyone else who came to oppose the Israelites taking the land. They would smite everybody and take it anyway. So you all see that when you see family members fighting over land, it's nothing new. Land means power. Land means stability. Land means wealth. And that is why the Israelites were so determined. Yeah, they had to have land. They didn't have anywhere to dwell, really. They didn't have any resting place. So they needed a place to call their own. And in that process, others had to lose their own. Let's move on to chapter 22. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side Jordan by Jericho. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are around about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field? And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I would that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam, and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Lord shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. That is strange. So you see, everybody had their own Lord. So the children of Israel had their Lord, who they spoke to, and who Moses spoke to and got instructions for them. And here are these other people over there in the Midian. They have their Lord too, because here he says he's going to speak to his Lord, and his Lord is going to speak to him. And the princes of Moab, they dwelt with Balaam. And God came unto Balaam and said, What men are these with thee? And Balaam said unto God, Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, hath sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, Curse me then, peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And God said unto Balaam, Thou shalt not go with them, thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, Get you into your land, for the Lord refuseth to give me leave to go with you. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went into Balak. They went unto Balak and said, Balaam refuseth to come with us. And Balak sent yet again princes, more and more honorable than they. And they came to Balaam and said to him, Thus said Balak the son of Zippor, Let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. For I will promote thee unto every great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. Now therefore, I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me more. And God came unto Balak at night, and said unto him, If the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do. And Balaam rose up in the morning, and saddled his ass, and went with the princes of Moab. And God's anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way, and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Lord stood in the path of the vineyards, and a wall being on this side, and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she trusted herself into the wall, and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the angel of the Lord went further, and stood in a narrow place, where was no way to turn either to the right nor to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down upon Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, What have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, Because thou hast mocked me. I would there were a sword in mine hand, for now would I kill thee. And the ass said unto Balaam, Am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine until this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed down his head, and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. And the ass saw me, and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee, and saved her alive. And Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. And the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I will speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the uttermost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, Did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore camest thou not unto me? Am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor? And Balaam said unto Balak, Lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that God putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kirjath Huzoth. That's Kirjath. It's hyphenated with the word Huzoth. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam, and to the princes that were with him. 41. And last. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. I know that a lot of people would say the word Balaam and say Balaam, but I pronounce it Balaam. So we are talking about the same person. If in the story that you were told, his name was called Balaam, the man who was riding the donkey, and when the donkey saw the angels, the donkey started to change course. But the angel was still in front of the donkey, because the angel wanted to warn Balaam, however you call him, that there was danger ahead, and he had been disobedient, so he was in jeopardy of losing his life. The angel was going to smite him because he was disobedient, but they were able to work it out. This is one time when the angels brought good news. They were able to work it out with Balaam, and so he was able to continue his journey with Balak, but only after he promised to speak only the words that the angel gave him. Until next time, my friends, this is Trev from Trevessence, where your journey matters. Don't forget to join us on Thursday, when we will go over the readings from the week, from the previous week. When we do our Swaziland/Bible trivia, the resources we will use will be the chapters that we read the week before. Until next time, my friends, have a great day.